Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
What's on Tap podcast? And we are back once again. Looking forward to a new year, 2019. Exciting, full of possibilities and wonder. And I'm sure I will say that many times in the month of January. But welcome, Martin, back to the podcast.
Thank you for having me again.
You're very welcome. Very excited to have you on. Matthias couldn't be here today, unfortunately. So we got some beers. How you been?
Pretty nice. Like you said, 2019. Maybe it'll be 2019 when this airs.
It will definitely be 2019 when this airs.
Wow.
Wow, way to break the fourth wall there, mister.
Wow, the future. So we're in the future now.
We are in the future. Yes.
2019 is looking to be an amazing year.
I'm glad to hear that.
So let's start it up with these beers.
Right. So we have two stouts today. One is both are from Left-Handed Giant. The first one is a collaboration between Left-Handed Giant and Lervig. It is a Strange Country. It's an imperial stout with 10% ABV. And it's just got a bunch of hops and malts and yeast and other, which includes tonka beans and cocoa nibs. So there should be a slight chocolatey coffee flavor to this. Even though it doesn't say a chocolate coffee stout, I think there's almost like a default setting on stouts these days. You just assume it's got coffee and cocoa nibs in it. And then it has, in case you're allergic to malted barley wheat. Or malted barley / wheat. It's in here as well.
And that's the gluten.
Yes.
So Left-Handed Giant, before 2018, I don't know if I had ever tried them. They're new to me.
I think I had their first one at the end, the end of 2017 was the first time I tried them. And it was a double IP, I guess, or an IP or something like that. And I was like, wow, these guys are really good. And I think they've only been around since 2017.
Okay,
anyway,
that would explain it.
They're really young.
I know that they're English-based, and I think they're Bristol-based.
Well, if you look on the can...
This is really interesting to all the listeners, I'm sure.
Does not...
Let's just assume that I'm right.
St. Philip's Road, Bristol. Yeah.
Victory! 1 point, Martin. Are we keeping points?
Sure, we'll keep points.
Nice.
Yeah.
But the UK has a lot of nice small microbreweries.
They do. Like, for right now, for me, my two favorite breweries are probably Left-Handed Giant and Wylam's.
Yeah, Wylam's are really good.
Wylam's, I mean, their double IPAs and their beers like that are just unbelievably good. Every time I get a Wylam's can, I'm always excited about it.
Yeah. Before we started this podcast, you mentioned Verdant. Are they also UK based?
They're also UK based
because they're also really good.
Northern Brewing is also,
I
believe they're UK based. They're just
Northern Monk, right?
No, Northern Monk, but there's also one called Northern Brewing.
Oh, right.
Tract is also UK based. I think when it comes to the IPA game right now, UK is where it's at. They have so many just amazing breweries who are just killing it with IPAs right at the moment. But today we are not trying IPAs. We're trying stouts. This collaboration between Left-Handed Giant and Lervig, which is a Norwegian brewery, and Lervig does just crazy good. I think stouts.
Yeah.
Barley wines are also exceptional.
I think they're near the top of the game when it comes to collaborations. They do a lot of collabs.
They do a lot of collabs. I think that their IPAs have actually been pretty good. We've had the Pearls Before Swine on the show before with you, and I thought that was a really good beer. And I've had it a couple of times since, and also really enjoyed it. It's if you're in Copenhagen Station, you can go into 7-Eleven and you can buy Pearls Before Swine straight off of the shelf. They also have a session IPA, I think, that you can buy right off the shelf as well. But I've had their Liquid Sex Robot, and that was a really good double IPA. And I expect this to be a really, really good beer. I would be very surprised if it wasn't.
There's a lot of chocolate.
There's a ton of chocolate.
And a lot of sweetness. There's a sweetness from tonka beans that I have difficulty... I've smelt it and tasted it before. It's like really sugary chocolate.
Yeah. And this smells...
Cocoa powder. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So Swedish cocoa powder is usually sweetened.
Yeah.
Because it's for kids.
The Oh Boy.
Or exactly.
The Nestle Quick would be the equivalent of that.
And this has like a smell of Oh Boy powder.
Mm-hmm. It really smells a little cinnamony too.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because it doesn't say they have any cinnamon on here, so that's not something you would expect to smell. But I definitely get a cinnamon smell off of this. And a bit of a alcohol nose on it too.
I don't get that at all.
All right, well it could be I'm just getting over a cold, so my sinuses are a little messed up. But cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's not as rich as I thought it would be. I thought the mouthfeel would be a little thicker.
I was going to say the exact same thing. There's no coating. After you swallow, there's no coating left.
Yeah, I think the cocoa nibs really dry it out.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gets real dry finish.
Yeah. There lack of these oils that... But it still has a lot of aftertaste, like from the depths of your throat. It just doesn't have this...
There's still the richness from the roasted malts and you definitely... you get the Munich, was it chocolate malts and roasted barley. You definitely feel that, but it doesn't coat your mouth. It doesn't kind of just linger. It just kind of just real dry, just kind of dies, and you're kind of like, what was that I just had?
Yeah, but there's the flavor is really nice. Mm-hmm. After you swallowed enough sips. You start to feel this powdery dryness at the back of your mouth, connected with like an alcohol burn. It's almost an unpleasant sensation. I don't know if you're getting the same.
Yeah, a little bit. It doesn't bother me, but I wish it wasn't so dry. That's what's kind of killing it for me. The cinnamon is still there slightly. I don't know. Like it feels like it's just like if you ever have a cappuccino and you kind of do a little dusting of cinnamon on top. It tastes like that. Like someone's just dusted it with cinnamon.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because it should not have a cinnamon flavor, but I think it is really nice.
Yeah, but looking at it, the color is amazing.
Yeah.
It's really pitch black. And when looking through like the edges, there's just a tiny, tiny hint of dark brown.
Yeah, I like the foam ring around the edge of the glass. And when you kind of agitate a little bit, you get some nice lacing and around the side of the glass, and it frosts up just a little bit for you.
Like you said, like in a coffee, a mocha.
Yeah, and you don't get any of the 10% ABV on this at all.
Not in the flavor and not in the nose.
No.
In the aftertaste is where it starts creeping up for me.
If you swish it around a little bit, then the alcohol becomes a little more omnipresent. But that's like aggressively agitating in your mouth. You kind of get that booziness from it. I think what would make this really sing if it was a barrel aged edition.
Maybe that would depend on the barrel aging. Don't you think?
I think like a whiskey barrel aged version of this would be spectacular.
Wouldn't that just go even further into this direction where you're saying that it's killing it for you?
No, because I think the booziness from the barrel aging would actually complement it.
Okay.
I think it would give it some of the more caramelly, a little more toffee notes to it, which you kind of get from the barrel aging. So I think it would round it out a little bit. Because there is like that usually like this dry, bitter finish to it. I think it would complement that, like kind of like when you have like a cognac with a really an 85% chocolate piece of chocolate, which is like a really dry, bitter chocolate with the round richness of a cognac. I think it would kind of round it off a little bit more and take some of the edge off.
When you say chocolate, this jostles my brain. Now I know what I'm sensing in this, and it's chocolate truffles. You know the kind of the treat that's super. There's like a brown powder on it.
Yeah,
and then it's like chocolate truffle.
Yeah,
that's both the flavor and the mouthfeel reminds me of that, because when you've eaten that kind of chocolate truffle with the chocolate, like the cocoa powder
on it. Yeah,
that's the dryness you feel afterwards.
And I think it's a perfect analogy for this, because you do get that really chocolate up front, and then this dry chocolate coating afterwards.
Yeah.
So what would you rank this?
I'm not getting it's what we're talking about. It seems like it's negative to you. I'm not as affected, so I'm giving this a 4.
I'm still giving it a 4.
Okay.
I mean, 3.75, 4, somewhere in that range. I think it's really good. I really enjoy this. I think there's a little room for improvement. I think because I know with Lervig's stouts, they tend to be really rich, a lot. I don't know, maybe thicker in the mouthfeel. As for this one, just feels a little bit lighter and a little bit less intense than what I was expecting. But I still think it's a really solid beer. It's definitely, like I said, a 4.
Yeah.
All right.
So we agree. We agree. No fighting.
Nope. All right, moving on. We have the Midnight Special, also from Lervig. From Lieutenant Giant. This is not a collaboration. This is a coffee, coconut, and cardamom milk stout, coming in at 5.1%. Lactose, coconut, coffee, cardamom, etc., etc. Yep. All right.
I have difficulties identifying cardamom.
In beer, I have a hard time identifying it. I'm not, I know some people really hated the Omnipolo Outside the Lines beer from a few years ago that they did.
Which was Trillium.
With Trillium, it was a cardamom stout. And a lot of people hated it. I thought it was particularly good. I think I still have a few bottles of it.
Was that a cardamom stout?
It was a cardamom stout. And a lot of people said, oh, the cardamom is just so heavy. And for me, cardamom is what we call savory herb. Or seasoning, because I'm used to having it in like Indian food or soups or rice. So whenever it's in something sweet, like Sweden loves to put it all over cinnamon rolls, and they even have things called cardamom buns. People absolutely love them. Oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. I cannot stand it. But that and saffron in soups, and again, Indian food is great, but the lusicat. I just can't do those. I've tried them every year. I'll have a little bit. I'm like, nope, this is not the year I'm going to like this either.
Small side note. So we have Brekkeriet doing their Lusselelle, which is a saffron sour beer that's supposed to be a lussebulle. But to me, it tasted only like bouillabaisse. Yeah. Like straight up alcoholic bouillabaisse. And that made it better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was going into that experience going like, okay, lussebulle, Stefan hated it, I'll just try it. And then I got no lussebulle out of it at all. Only bouillabaisse.
Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, it was when I was glad I tried, but if someone offered to me again, I'd be like, all right, I'll try it again. But it's not a favorite. It's a personal choice. Yeah. But this smells very coconut.
It's yeah.
And I can get the cardamom off of the nose on this too. For me, it's the coconut and the cardamom are kind of fighting each other a little bit in which is the more dominant flavor. I think this is going to be a very interesting beer to drink.
If I remember correctly from listening to the show and talking to you, I think the coconut flavor you hate is when it reminds you of like suntan lotion.
Right, it's kind of the sweet artificially coconut.
Yeah. This aroma reminds me of suntan lotion.
I can see that, yeah. All right, yeah, that cardamom's really strong on this one. Yeah, so good luck. Cheers. Good luck. Wow.
It's the same thing with the mouthfeel on this one.
Well, it is a milk stout, so it shouldn't be, and at 5.1%, it should be very thin and easy to drink in that.
Oh, it's 5.1.
Yeah.
I was going into this with an imperial stout mindset.
No. This is a definitely standard milk stout ABV kind of, 5%.
So I'm changing my opinion completely. This is super thick for a 5.1 milk stout.
Yeah.
I would compare these two beers in thickness.
I mean, the Midnight Special is a little thinner, but not by much compared to the Strange Country.
Now that I'm trying them side by side, the Strange Country tastes only like licorice.
I think it's probably the cardamom coming out.
Maybe.
You definitely get more of the cinnamon flavor, I think, from it when you try it next to the Midnight Special.
And that's just so weird. I like that about tasting beers and tasting any beverage really, where you get a certain, you make a profile of it. Then you try something else and you go back and it doesn't fit your profile or your caricature that you made in your brain at all. But okay, 5.1%. That actually switches my mindset somewhat.
Okay.
I'm not getting any of the artificial sweetened coconut in the flavor.
No, I definitely don't get that suntan lotion-y kind of coconut. As a matter of fact, I actually don't think I get a lot of coconut in the flavor. I think that the cardamom is so overpowering. It kind of kills the coconut. I mean, I definitely smell the coconut in the beer, but I'm not getting a huge coconut pow in the in the flavor.
A little bit in the aftertaste.
Yeah.
Coffee?
I don't get coffee at all.
Not really.
No. Like I said, a huge amount of. This is probably the first time I've had a cardamom beer, where I just think, wow, they kind of overdid it with the cardamom. It is definitely prominent.
Yeah.
I like the can design, though.
Oh, all of their cans are really weird. Cool. With weird, disfigured people. This one has like so the guy has a pyramid head, and he's being shot through the torso by some kind of laser. It's both gruesome and weird at the same time. But I love this abstract strangeness.
Yeah.
The previous one, Strange Country, is just a straight up dismembered body.
Well, it's got the Lervig character that he's in a lot of their artwork. Yeah. Which is like this blue guy with sunglasses on. And there's another person he's like riding on the back of who's been cut, who's been almost drawn and quartered. Yeah. Missing the lower half of his body, and his arms have been removed. Yeah, I'm not loving this Midnight Special.
Each sip, it feels less rich. Like I said, oh wow, this is super thick for a 5.1%. Every sip I take, I'm taking one step away from that statement.
Yeah, I think it's because it's got so much flavor that it makes you feel like it's a richer beer. Like with this one, where the what's it called, Strange Country didn't give you that mouth coating, this one gives you that in spades. Like your tongue and the roof of your mouth and everything is just coated in this cardamom coconut kind of flavor. I don't think the coffee is really necessary here. No. I honestly just wish it was coconut and coffee and they hadn't put the cardamom in. I think it's detracting from the overall beer.
Yeah. Is it the lactose that's bringing the coating on this one? Or is it just the combination of hops and not putting in like dry
I mean, that's where you're
beans?
getting the sweetness on the lips and the tongue from. For sure. I just... Yeah, I'm not loving this. So I'm actually going to go ahead and review it. I'm going to give it, I think, a 3.25.
Now I'm gonna lower it to a 3.
All right. I really wanted to like this, but...
It started off on a 4.
Yeah.
And then every sip I take, it decreases it. Mm-hmm. So now I'm afraid to drink more because it'll
get worse and worse.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it'll get worse and worse. I kind of wonder if maybe... I don't think it's too cold.
No.
No. It's right at... It's a little bit colder than room temperature. I thought maybe it was too cold, so maybe we're suppressing some of the adjuncts in it. But no, it's right, I think, in the zone where it should be. Yeah. No, I'm going to stick with 3.25.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Am I on Twitter? No, I'm not on Twitter. I don't know why I said Twitter. I don't know.
Posted on like these billboards with papers outside of old folks' homes.
Things like that. Yeah. We tend to really go for the octogenarian set.
Yeah.
80 plus love us. They think we're adorable. So that's where our sweet spot is.
They don't have the arm strength to turn off the radio.
Really, they can't figure out how to work the remote or change the channel. So that's how we hook them in. We just put it on and we sort of play, and they just fall in love with our voice. Nice.
So to all the octogenarians out there, your grandchildren are not calling you often enough. You are not crazy. They're just bad grandchildren.
Yes. All right. So until next time.
Drink up, you dum-dum.
That's close enough.
What is it?
Keep drinking, you dum-dum.
I'm absolutely certain that you changed it along the way.
Nope.